Now, a lot of you guys don't even remember the bass player who did that. I do. Shut the cock out, folks. Was out of Johnny Long, Hobo Depot. Now, I remember the bass player did that. I'm going to say this about that bass player. He's no longer here with us. He was a miracle worker for me because he taught me stuff that he didn't even know he taught me. Even when I was around him, his demeanor was good. But anyway, so this I agree to say CD. This video today is gonna talk about me. Now, if it fits you, if it don't, all right. So, I came from being a Congo player, drummer, before I got on bass. I wasn't a Congo player and drummer for years and years and years, and I wasn't that. All right, but I would consider myself a Congo player and drummer. That's where I was. I mean, basically, that's where I was. All right, so when I saw bass and began, everybody know the story about how I started playing bass. But anyway, when I really wanted to start playing this instrument, that bass I just put down, I fell out of love at my first love and began put that on the like, and then start falling in love with that. Now, the issue was falling in love with my bass. I didn't turn off the little bit of love to like that I had for my drums. I didn't want to turn it all the way off. I just wanted to play. Now I want you to hear what I'm about to say. I just wanted to play. But if you sat and listened to me, I said sat. If you sat and listened to me play during the beginning of my years, you could tell that I was a drummer. By some means, you could tell that I was a drummer. I mean, man, I was like, every lick I had in my head, I wanted to put it on bass. The issue was, I couldn't turn off the time I needed to turn off the love I had for drums while I was falling in love with bass. And a lot of people are like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm going to explain it to you. What I should have done is mix those two together, all right? Introduce myself, introduce my bass to my drum playing. I should have introduced, I didn't do that. I should have let my drum playing know that now I'm in love with this instrument, and I'm still liking you a lot, all right? But I'm not truly in love with you anymore. And it was Joel Smith that actually opened up my eyes to that. He was a drummer slash bass player. He was a lot of other things too. But when he played drums, and then he turned that off, and listen to what I'm saying, turned that off and went to bass, you couldn't tell that he was a drummer. I couldn't tell it. At the beginning, when I first heard him, a little bit. But as he went on, he became more of a bass player. But he was a killer drummer. So what Joel taught me was how to turn off my first love and turn on my new love. How to respect the two. I think that's the word I want to use, respect. How to respect the two. Show both respect, but let the first one know that, hey, this is my true love. What I'm hearing today is when I go into different venues, is that I can hear new bass players or bass players that have been playing for years. I can hear that first instrument taking over the new love that they got. And we don't, and I think we need to come to, I said it now, and it teaches me something, because I had to figure out, am I still doing that? Am I still letting my first love take over my second love? And I don't want that to happen. I want to learn how to turn my first love off, not completely off, because I need it, because it showed me something, how to, better my second love. What I learned in my first love betters my second love. I hope I'm saying this correctly, guys. This is for beginners anyway. All right. Beginner bass players. All right. So a lot of times I walk into venues and I can hear a guitar player quick. If he's a guitar player I can hear him from his tone. And I shouldn't be able to do that. I can hear from the way he positioned his hands and his tone. His tone tells me he's a guitar player. There are, let's see, drummers. Drummers, especially if they are incredible drummers, the first thing they want to do is put what they know here into here, and it overshadows. Then you have horn players, and you can tell them leaving from their horn going to bass because a lot of times they play a lot of their horn licks. All right, and the tone. It's always about it to me. And I'm saying this is not Bible to y'all, but to me, I can hear a tone difference. It's very rare to hear a guitar player actually play unique bass. I didn't say bass, I say unique bass. And it's very rare to hear a horn player play unique bass. When I say unique bass, I mean true bass. Like, this cat can play, man. This cat got groove, not chops, groove. There's a difference between chops and groove. There's a difference. And I think a lot of people right now don't understand that difference between chops and groove. I'm going to leave it right there. Now, I could think back when I started playing that I was arrogant. I was straight arrogant. I knew I was. But I didn't want to be arrogant. I just wanted to learn. I was hungry. That's the difference between arrogant and hungry now, to me. To me, I look back and go like, I had to be arrogant because I want you to understand I'm not playing when it comes to bass. I want to learn. All right? Anything beyond that to me was foolishness. But to a lot of people, it's like, oh, he's really arrogant. And I get it, I think. But now, I will say this. I've learned something in my past about my playing that it makes me feel good. Makes me feel bad in a way, good in another way. The bad part is I didn't, at that particular time, I wasn't respecting a piano player. Now, piano players are amazing people because they hold a lot of offices, but they need you, bass player. They need you. You know why they need you? Because they need to hear that root note. They need to hear that root. I didn't understand that concept until I started playing keys. I didn't understand the concept until I started playing keys. That root note really matters. And, you know, I was out there. But thank God he saved me. Look, God saved me. So I don't want to stay too long on this thing because I want people to understand that when you pick up a bass, that it has one job to do. And nobody says you can't play piano chords or 15 modes and 38 scales, and nobody say you can't do that when you got your own band. But when you doing that stuff in a band, to me, beginners, listen to what I'm saying. You're disrespecting the whole band because band means togetherness. All right, BAND, togetherness, not BAND you, BAND you, BAND you. BANDU. It means band. It means brotherhood, sisterhood. So, beginners, I want to put this out there, and I'm not going to make this much longer. When you pick up that instrument, know that you're covering everybody that's standing in front of you, everybody that's standing beside you, everybody that's standing behind you. You are covering all these people. If you at the point where you really are not covering anybody but your own ego, you're already in trouble, and the band is horrible. The band is straight horrible. I don't care. I don't care how many licks you do. The band is horrible because it's not a unit. It's now an individual. And that's why I pray so hard every day about my band. And I check out many bands. And I check out many sites and watch bands and learn from bands and even go back on my own band and say, okay, I could do that better. We could do that better. All right. Or I look at myself, because we are the big critics. We are the worst critics out to ourselves. That's why I videotape and sometimes use my phone and take rehearsals. I need to figure out, what am I doing that I don't really think I'm doing, and come home and listen to it. See, the thing is, a lot of you guys do all this stuff that you do, and then you post it on Facebook. And it's like, and then you put, it's the funniest thing, you put, excuse the mistakes. What? You're practicing learning a song and you putting it on Facebook and YouTube, and you saying excuse a mistake? That's just crazy to me. Don't excuse a mistake. Don't post it. I do a lot of stuff with my phone. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna tell you how old school I am. I used to take a tape recorder around, a cassette tape recorder around. Everywhere I went, every gig I went to, I put a tape recorder somewhere near me where I can understand what am I doing wrong. Not how great I sound or how great the band sound, is what am I doing wrong and how can I fix it. That's what until today, same thing today. If you see me in a rehearsal or something, you better believe my phone is on, because I got to figure out, how can I make this song better or these songs better when I get home and practice them again. Of course, you can learn a song verbatim, but you got to put yourself in it. But you got to also remember, a hit is already a hit. You can't redo a hit and make it better in rehearsal. I think when people finally realize that you can't make a hit in rehearsal, then the rehearsal will go better. It would just go better. But anyway, get back to the bass, the love of the bass. The bass is my love. And I want to thank Joel Smith. I want to thank him for enlightening me when he didn't even know he was enlightening me. He taught me a lot of stuff concerning running from one instrument to the other instrument, keeping both in perspective, but your main love, making sure your main love don't, making sure your first love don't overshadow your main love. If that make any sense. Once again, guys, please keep praying for the Hobo Depot. Please keep praying for my queen and I. We need your prayers. We really need your prayers. And please subscribe. Please share. You pray for Hootie too, but he needs it. I don't know what's wrong with that boy. Look, something wrong with him. All right. And please keep praying for the Hobo Depot. Now, once again, guys, this pandemic is out here. It hasn't left us. And there's a new strand going on right now. Please wear your mask. You say all you want to. I have people that call me every day, and then I have people that I love that has both of the shots and no longer here. Okay, so this thing ain't no joke. So once again, guys, please keep us in prayer. Once again, please, 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 please take your gifts seriously. If you're a bass player, please sit down and realize where you were last year and where you are now. If you are at the same place you were last year, right now, there's an issue. If your mindset is where it was last year, right now, you have an issue. You want to go forward, you want to do greater things, so you have to think greater, all right? Your instrument will take you a lot of places if you learn your instrument and if you learn how to love others, right? It's not about you all the time. It's about others and your instrument and how you talk with your instrument. So once again, guys, I love you. Shatakaga! Johnny Lana, Hobo Depot. Pies. I said pies.